Hello, I'm Sarah Hunt. I'm a partner in HFW's Geneva office, specialising in commodities and shipping with a particular expertise in sanctions. When we think about reducing counterparty risk for traders, what do we need to screen for? Managing financial, regulatory and reputational risk involves more than just a standard counterparty KYC check with your sanctions risk database. When screening, remember it's not just your counterparty, but the shareholders and to some extent directors you need to check. The US 50% rule defines an SDN as an entity that is 50% or more owned in the aggregate by blocked persons. So for a key counterparty, you need to think about having a full structure chart that analyses ownership and considers any risks where information is missing with a final assessment on that counterparty risk. Remember also to stay up to speed on existing regulatory guidance on what constitutes a red flag. So, for example, OFAC's guidance on illicit shipping and sanctions evasion practices includes disabling or manipulating a vessel's AIS, inexplicable STS transfers, and complex ownership or management structures to watch out for. Consider also the impact of doing business with politically exposed persons or companies that have serious adverse media flags, including those listed under OFAC's own guidance. Are you going to do business with a counterparty flagged for investigations for what would amount to a breach of OFAC sanctions, such as funding ISIS, chartering vessels regularly using inexplicable STS operations just off Iran, or a counterparty that simply defrauded their own business partners? Think also about the consequences of a breach. So, of course, there's potential reputational and commercial damage. There's negative press that can impact on banking relationships. Banks can block payments, and that goes right through, of course, to fines or even designation as an SDN for a serious breach, either by the company or as an individual. Now, a few contract tips to reduce counterparty risk. Consider including a sufficiently wide force majeure clause in your sale contract, such that if your supplier, as opposed to your buyer, is listed as an SDN, this is treated as a force majeure event. And note that most force majeure clauses consider the situation only where the counterparty, and not a party further up the chain, is listed as an SDN. It's worth thinking through the consequences of one of your counterparties being listed in terms of both your sale and your purchase contract, as well as any collateral contracts such as the charter party or the bill of lading. Finally, for those of you interested in receiving in-house training or just registering for HFW Geneva's monthly webinars, including our annual sanctions tour de monde during Q3 that I deliver with our head of London Regulatory, Daniel Martin, please email me on sarah.hunt@hfw.com. You'll find me on the HFW website. Thank you.